Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning and I agree to all my lecturers and my friends. I'm Naif Syakir bin Muhammad Saleh. I'm from class CAD 247/1A and in the subject CPM 441 History and Development of Photography. In this video, I will be presenting about history and development of photography Alfred Stieglitz. So without further ado, I will start by first presenting about history and development of photography Alfred Stieglitz. First presenting about history Alfred Stieglitz. Who is Alfred Stieglitz? Alfred Stieglitz, he is an American photographer. He born January 1864 in Hoboken, New Jersey. Alfred was an American photographer and modern art promoter who was instrumental over his 50 years in making photographs for the first slide. So we continue about second slide about summary of Alfred Stieglitz. The first point is a vital force in the development of modern art in America. Alfred Stieglitz significance lies as much in his work as an art dealer, exhibition organizer, publisher and editors. His career as a photographer. He is credited with spearheading the rise of modern photography in America in the early years of the 20th century, publishing the periodical camera work in 1903 until 17, and forming the Exhibition Society photo section. That's all for second slide. So we continue about third slide, biography Alfred Stieglitz. Biography Stieglitz, I will show you at the slide for third slide. Okay, so we continue the fourth slide about early life and work. The first point in early life and work, Stieglitz was the son of Edward Stieglitz, a German Jew who moved to the United States in 1849 and went on to make a comfortable fortune in the clothing business. In 1871, the eldest Stieglitz moved his family from Hoboken, New Jersey to Manhattan, Upper East Side. 10 years later, he sold his business in order to devote himself to the appreciation of the arts and the European travels. In 1882, Alfred Stieglitz enrolled in Berlin's Technische Hochschule to study engineering, but the subject apparently did not strike his fancy. He did, however, spend an undetermined amount of time studying with the great photochemist Hermann Voges, and during the same period, he committed himself to photography. It would seem that this commitment did not seriously interfere with his role as student prince, as he spent much of this time at the racetrack and his cafes, seeing operated by Richard Wagner and being entertained by young women of the less influenced classes. All for the slides. So I continue about the next slide. What technique did Alfred Stieglitz use? First point about orator then used a special soft focus lens called a lens of atmosphere in advancements. The second is about Stieglitz wanted to take straight handheld detective camera photos of real observed moments. He needs naturally occurring atmospheres to create a mood, situating his pictures squarely in the reals of the art world. Okay, the next slide is about how to achieve the trends or techniques. Firstly, he quickly became a leader of photography fine arts movement in the United States, part of international phenomenon. In 1892, he became editor of Camera Notes, the publication of the Camera Club of New York, a position that allowed him to advance the photographers and policies in 1802. However, resentment in the club had reached a point where Stieglitz was forced to resign. He was already to move on and already had plans for his own organizations and the second point about nevertheless, it must be said that part of what was new in Stieglitz's works, transcendence, youthful bravura, inventions and reveals the values of an adult artist. The first of the new pictures were portraits of the artists who were close to Stieglitz. Francis Picabia, Charles Diemut Marsden had. The next slide is free at last of the duties of publishers, editors, and for a while gallery proprietors. Stieglitz began in his yearly 15th series, the most original and productive periods of his life as an artist. During the following 20 years, he produced the work that defines his status as a modern artist. In 1917, he met the painter Georgia O'Keeffe, who would quickly become his lover, and finally in 1924, his wife, after Stieglitz gained a divorce from his first wife, the former Emily Obermeyer. His serial portrait of made over a period of 20 years contains more than 300 individual pictures and remain unique and compelling in its ability to capture many facts of a single subject. Until he stopped photographing in 1937, Stieglitz also created series depicting the changing skyline of New York, cloud formations, equivalents, and the surrounding of his summer home at the Lake George, New York. Next slide is about what are Alfred Stieglitz's most famous photo. Among his most famous images are the portrait of his wife, the painter Georgia O'Keeffe. Stieglitz died on July 13, 1946 in New York. So, some of photos you can see about Alfred Stieglitz's artwork to capture this photo. We continue about a few of slides. Okay, the slide is about Similars art and related page. As a four Similars art and related page. Okay, the first point is modern photography, street photography, pictorialisms, and abstract photography. Before similar art and related page, Alfred Stieglitz many combination with another artist to get capturing the photos look interesting to others. So related artists with Alfred Stieglitz as a four. For the first one is about Georgia O'Keeffe. The second one Arthur Duff, and third Max Bowers, and the fourth Paul Strength. Okay, has a four related artists with Alfred Stieglitz. That's all for me to presenting about the title Alfred Stieglitz. Okay, that's all from me for my presentation. Thank you.